Greetings, viewers. Welcome to our epic history channel. Behold a shattered empire drowning in blood. August 15th, 21. The mighty Aztec capital is nothing but a smoldering, massive graveyard. Thousands of rotting bodies choke the ruined waterways. Starving ghosts gnaw on dead tree roots just to stay alive. European steel and heavy cannons could not break this realm. An unseen alien virus brought dark devastation. But how did a handful of greedy men topple a nation? Let us rewind the clock to uncover the dark truth. We stand amidst the burning ash of Tenochtitlan. The great city has fallen into total ruin. Thick smoke blocks out the blinding Mexican summer sun. A terrifying silence replaces the markets. The step pyramids now lay cracked and deeply broken. Sacred temples are stained with soot and deep crimson stains. The pristine lake waters have turned into crimson pools. Shattered wooden canoes drift aimlessly all around. This was the absolute pinnacle of Aztec power. Now it is a flooded graveyard of forgotten dreams. Spanish soldiers patrol the battle-scarred avenues. Their heavy iron boots crush the remains of culture. Thousands of native warriors perished on the streets. Nobody has enough strength to bury the fallen men. Swarms of black flies descend upon the fallen remains. The terrible scent of sorrow hangs in the damp air. Desperate survivors crawl through the ruined grand plazas. They look like living skeletons wrapped in dirty rags. Starvation has driven these proud people to madness. They dig through the muddy rubble to chew on tree roots. Even the royal gardens are stripped totally bare. Every piece of edible green plant is fully gone. The glorious canals are choked with fallen victims. Drinking this toxic water brings only a fast demise. But starvation is not the only monster in this town. A terrifying, unseen demon hunts the native men. Look at the pale skin of the dying native people. Deep, blistered pockmarks cover their exhausted and thin frames. This is the devastating signature of the smallpox, a cruel, unseen weapon brought from across the sea. Native Americans possessed absolutely no cure. Their bodies simply melted under the brutal fever. Mothers weep silently, holding their deeply sick children. They pray to ancient gods who have abandoned them today. Entire noble families perished in mere fleeting days. The plague did not care for either peasant or a high priest. The grand palaces are filled with the moans of the dying. There are no rituals that can stop this tragic disease. A thriving city of 200,000 native souls, now just a weeping shadow of its former great glory. Standing tall amidst this horrific, dark, tragic nightmare, we see the final emperor looking at his lost home. Young Cuauhtemoc wears his torn green Quetzal feather crown now. His dark skin is covered in white ash and deep crimson stains. He fought with the fierce heart of a hungry, brave Jaguar. But courage cannot defeat steel cannons and a dark plague. His proud, piercing eyes survey the endless fields of destruction. He knows his mighty empire will soon fade to history. The sounds of Spanish victory cheers echo across the lake. Hernan Cortes has finally conquered the grand fortress. How could a fraction of European soldiers win? How did the greatest warrior culture ever fall? To truly understand this monumental dark collapse, we must travel backward through the crimson rivers of time. We must leave this burning wasteland and return to the past, 1 year before this ultimate tragic destruction fell. Let the heavy smoke fade away into the stormy night sky. We are going back to June 15th, 20 to see why. The native chronicles call it the Dark Night of Sorrows. The Spanish invaders know it as their worst nightmare. The rain is pouring down in thick, unforgiving, cold sheets. Tenochtitlan is not ruined, but very deadly still. Hernan Cortes and his men are running for their own lives. They attempt to escape the wrath of the Aztec army. Lightning flashes across the dark, aggressive, roaring sky, revealing many terrified soldiers deep in the mud. The Aztec Emperor Moctezuma has just perished. The natives have risen up to vanquish the invaders. Cortes looks completely pale and tired in the heavy storm. His rusted steel breastplate is covered in thick, deadly mud. The tactical retreat quickly turns to a tragic rout. The causeway bridges are destroyed by angry defenders. Spanish soldiers are forced to jump into the freezing lake, but they have made a fatal and very greedy, dark choice. Their pockets and armor are stuffed with heavy, stolen gold. The sheer weight of the treasure pulls them straight to the bottom. We see a desperate conquistador sinking below. His eyes widen in pure horror as water fills his lungs. Heavy, shiny gold bars spill out from his torn linen shirt. He refuses to drop the wealth and pays with his own life. Hundreds of European mercenaries drown in the depths. Their heavy iron armor becomes a terrible tomb. The dark waters are boiling with desperate thrashing men. Aztec warriors in canoes strike them with sharp, long spears. It is a total devastation of the army. Cortes loses over half of his entire veteran force. The Night of Sorrows is a glorious victory for them. They finally defeat the immortal foreign white men. If you were carrying a massive fortune while fleeing now, would you drop the heavy gold to survive, or risk drowning there? As Cortes barely escapes to the safety of the far shore, he sits under a cypress tree and weeps in total defeat. His grand expedition is now utterly broken apart. He lost his cannons and all of his stolen royal treasure. This was the perfect moment to eliminate him for good. The Aztec army had the invaders completely trapped. Yet history turns on incredibly peculiar details. The elite forces make a massive tactical mistake. Instead of pursuing the bleeding Spanish to total ruin, the fierce Aztec Jaguars suddenly halt their swift advance. They begin pulling the fallen bodies right from the water. Their primary goal is not ruin, but a dark sacrifice. In the glowing, warm light of the flickering victory torches, the Jaguar Knights celebrate their mighty achievement there. They wear vibrant feather armor and roaring mighty helmets. They raise their sharp obsidian clubs high to the rainy sky. For the Aztecs, capturing live prisoners is a great glory. They need offerings to appease their wrathful ancient dark gods. They also stop to eagerly gather discarded weapons. The shiny steel swords and heavy armor fascinate the chiefs. They spend precious hours salvaging the scattered stolen gold bars. This fatal pause gives Hernan Cortes the necessary time. The survivors limp away to the thick and shadowy jungle. They are broken and hurt, but they are still fully alive. The Aztec leaders believe the foreign threat is gone forever. They return to their grand temples to thank their ancient gods. They failed to realize Cortes was a very stubborn man. Leaving him alive was the greatest mistake in history. We move forward in time to the late months of 1520. Cortes has found refuge with the fierce Tlaxcalan native tribe. The Tlaxcalans are the ancient bitter enemies of Aztecs. They eagerly provide the commander with a mighty force. Cortes is a master of political manipulation. He unites the native tribes against their cruel ruler. He knows that taking the island city needs extreme dark plans. He cannot just march across the narrow defended causeways. So he commands his men to build a fleet of deadly warships. Deep in the jungle, they construct 13 wooden brigantines. These small but sturdy vessels are equipped with heavy steel cannons. They are designed to dominate the shallow and shadowy lake. Thousands of native allies carry ship parts across mountains. It is a miracle driven by unstoppable revenge. By the middle of 1521, the deadly trap is set. The Spanish fleet is launched into the darkened waters of the lake. The journey of total destruction has now truly begun. Cortes stands proudly on the wooden deck of his commanding ship. His armor is polished and shining brightly in the summer sun. His calculating cold eyes lock onto the distant pyramids. The brutal siege of Tenochtitlan begins with thunderous roars. Spanish artillery shatters the defensive island walls. The brigantines easily smash through the fragile native canoes. They establish a complete, unbreakable naval blockade. Cortes ruthlessly cuts off the vital freshwater supply. He wants the proud Aztec people to suffer from intense thirst. The Tlaxcalan warriors charge right over the barricades. They thrust their sharp flint spears with incredible, angry vengeance. It is a savage civil war fueled by decades of deep hate. The Spanish merely lit the explosive powder keg of anger. Day by day, the invaders push mightily deep into the town. They destroy every building to prevent deadly ambushes. The Aztec defenders fight back with incredible bravery. They hurl heavy stones and shoot arrows from the epic shadows. But their obsidian blades shatter against the Spanish steel. Their cotton armor cannot stop the deadly flying bullets. A Spanish gunner aims his heavy rifle directly ahead. His face is fully covered in dark, aggressive weapon soot. The loud crack of the firearm echoes through the ruined market. Another brave native warrior collapses to the ground. If the Aztecs had pursued the Spanish during the Night of Sorrows, could they have changed the entire course of human history? As the violent physical battle rages on the causeways, a much quieter and deadlier invasion is happening. One of the Spanish soldiers carried a tiny lethal killer. The smallpox virus was unleashed in the dense population. The urban layout of Tenochtitlan made it a perfect trap. Hundreds of thousands living closely in a very small space. The airborne pathogen spread like a terrifying wildfire. It struck down the strongest jaguars and the wisest ancient elders. The native healers tried using traditional herbal sweat baths. Sadly, this only accelerated the deadly plague. Within mere weeks, the streets were littered with the fallen victims. The scent of tragic decay demoralized the defenders. The brilliant Aztec military command fully collapsed. Generals and priests perished in their mighty grand stone palaces. This dark, viral catastrophe did the grim work of the cannons. It effectively broke the spirit of the entire nation. Young Emperor Cuauhtemoc was crowned amidst this unique chaos. He inherited a dying kingdom filled with endless sorrow. He bravely rallied starving warriors for one final grand stand. They fortified the northern district for the absolute last fight. They ate the zoo animals, the leather belts, and bitter weeds there. They refused to surrender to the arrogant foreign men. But courage is utterly useless against deadly disease. The siege tightened like a massive, unbreakable iron snake. Every day, the Spanish cannons reduced more temples to dust. The Venice of the Americas was slowly being erased. The vibrant, colorful frescoes were buried under thick ashes. The sacred statues of rain gods were shattered to pieces today. By August, the final dark end was truly staring them all down. The once invincible empire had absolutely nothing left. The brutal final assault on the starving warriors begins. Spanish invaders show absolutely no mercy today. On August 13th, the young emperor is finally caught. He attempts an escape in a tiny wooden canoe. A swift Spanish brigantine easily intercepts his boat. He is bound tightly in heavy rusted iron chains. The proud native ruler is brought before the conqueror now. He points at the sharp dagger on his enemy's iron hip. He bravely asks the Spanish leader to end his suffering. He wishes to perish like a truly brave warrior. But Cortes refuses to grant him a noble, quick, epic end. He is kept alive as a miserable captive trophy. With the royal leaders captured, the tragic siege finally ends. A terrifying silence falls over the shadowy lake. The great native civilization is now fully broken. Their glorious reign over the valley is finally done. Cortes orders the destruction of the entire ancient town. Every stone temple must be leveled straight down to the ground. The survivors are forced into brutal, dark slave labor tasks. They must tear down the sacred, mighty shrines of their fathers. The magnificent capital is totally wiped from the map. It is replaced by a brand new Spanish colony. Mexico City rises from the sorrow and the thick ash. It is built right over the crushed ruins of the ancient past. The lake itself is drained away by the mighty, proud victors. The beautiful gardens turn into nothing but dry dirt. The water canals are filled with broken, shadowy gray stones. The Venice of the Americas is truly gone forever. What happened to the stolen gold from the mighty empire? Much of it was sent across the vast ocean straight to Spain. This massive wealth funded European wars for ages, but it brought only deep pain and total ruin to the natives. The surviving Aztecs faced a very brutal erasure. Their ancient books were then burned in totally massive bonfires. Catholic priests sought to destroy all the ancient old beliefs. They smashed the serpent idols right into tiny fragments. But history is rarely a simple victory for them. The people secretly preserved all of their traditions. They blended ancient beliefs with the brand new religion, creating a culture that survives even to this very day. The fall of the mighty city is a tragic milestone. It marks the abrupt end of the independent nations. It paved the way for centuries of colonial dark rule and forever changed the makeup of the entire whole world. But let us reflect on a fascinating contrast today. A secret story hidden in the dense jungle forest. Long before the Spanish crossed the vast Atlantic Ocean, another brilliant empire had already collapsed there. The Maya people built majestic pyramid cities. They mastered astronomy and intricate complex writing. But when the European explorers arrived there, the once great Mayan cities were already totally empty. No invader with steel swords ever destroyed their glory. No alien virus swept through their communities then. They fell victim to their own inner civil conflicts, ecological ruin, and political division. It is a haunting reminder for humanity today. Empires can shatter from inside or from outside forces. The Aztecs were united but outmatched by disease. The Maya were advanced but destroyed themselves from within. Both paths lead to the same silent, moss-covered stone ruins. Nature reclaims the shrines of human arrogance so fast. Today, if you walk through the streets of modern Mexico, you feel the ancient heartbeat beneath the stone pavement now. Excavations often reveal the hidden tragic past. Massive serpent heads rest directly under the churches. The tears shed during the terrible siege are never all gone. They watered the roots of a brand new civilization. What would happen if the Aztecs had total immunity? If the smallpox plague never crossed the vast, deep blue ocean? Cortes and his tiny army would surely have been destroyed. The Americas might look very different today. History is shaped by microscopic accidents, a tiny virus rewriting the fate of the whole wide world. As we gaze upon the majestic ruins of the shrine, we must remember the heavy price of the dark conquest. The courage of Jaguar warriors should not be forgotten. They fought bravely until their agonizing final breath. Their story is a testament to incredible, strong will, even in the absolute face of total ancient ruin. The shadows of Tenochtitlan continue to linger on, echoing through the vibrant modern native culture now. When you hear about European discovery again, remember these lands were filled with mighty ancient wonders. A rich and incredibly complex world existed then, and it was forcefully ripped away in a dark, fierce fire. History is written by the men who hold the steel swords, but the earth remembers the bones of the defeated souls. The lake is dry, but the native spirit remains unbroken, rising like an eagle above the tragic history. We must honor the memory of the fallen brave kings and seek to learn from the tragic mistakes of the deep past. For if we forget the tragic lessons of this city, we are truly doomed to repeat them in the future now. The Aztec Empire was erased beneath the shadowy lake, a tragic end to a fierce and mighty ancient grand realm. Do you believe Cortes was a brilliant tactician then, or a ruthless monster? Share your thoughts in the comments now. If you enjoyed this epic history journey, please like, Share this video and subscribe to our channel today.